Hello, shining stars. How are you all? I hope that you all are fit and healthy. And I hope that you have completed the previous chapter. So now let's move into the chapter number 7. And the chapter name over here is Fear. So basically, student, fear in Hindi is known as dar. Okay. So as you know that fear is a very negative type of word. Okay. So basically, fear is that type of thing which always, which always pulls you away to achieve something. Okay. So it can be like fear of stage, like fear of going into the stage and saying your things out loud in front of many people. Okay. It can be fear of any kind of fear from any kind of insects like cockroach and all. Okay. It can be fear from any kind of reptile like snake, lizard and all. Okay. It can be fear from dark also. Okay. Like dark in Hindi it is known as andhera. Okay. So there are different type of fear as compared to the human being. Okay. Every human being is having different type of fear. Okay. So basically, student, as you all may be having that different type of fear. Okay, like some are some are very much scared from the cockroaches and all. Okay, some are very much scared from the dark, some are very much scared to watch the horror movies or horror shows. Okay, so let's know about in this story what type of fear the girl is having. Okay, but before starting the story, here comes a warm-up activity. We sometimes feel afraid, but we do not know how to conquer our fear. Okay, so basically, we sometimes feel afraid, we get scared. Okay, and at that time we can't be able to know like what type of things we should do to not to get scared and to be courageous enough. Okay, so and we don't even know like how to conquer the fear and how to how to win from that type of fear. Okay, sometimes parents and sometimes teachers or relatives help us to overcome our fear. So at that time what happened, our teachers, our elders, our relatives, our parents, they help us to to come out of that fear or to conquer that fear. Okay, or it can be your friends also, student. Okay, they may help you like to conquer the fear. Okay, or it can be you yourself who help your own self to conquer that fear. Okay, so let's start the story and know what kind of fear the girl is having. Okay, and how she conquered it. Let's start. Nina was afraid of the dark. So there is a girl whose name was Nina. There was a girl whose name was Nina and she was totally afraid of the dark. Okay. When the lights went out, everything appeared to be the most terrible of monsters. Her parents explained to her every day that these things were not monsters. Nina understood her parents, but she could not stop feeling scared whenever it was dark. Okay. So basically, student, that when the lights went off during the night time when they are going to sleep, okay, at that time Nina just feels scared. Okay, so why? She just think that every object in her room is like a monster. Okay, after when the light went off or when her parents switch off the light, okay, everything is looking like a monster or having their shadows and all. Okay, so she just felt terrible, and her parents always explain her that these type of things are not at all monster. These are the things in her room only. Okay, at her room only, and these are the non-living ones, so these are not at all monster. But Nina, she always feels scared whenever the light went off. Okay, she just scared from the dark. Okay, now one day her aunt came to visit them. She was a fun loving lady. Nina loved her. She was brave and daring. She had been on many she had been on many journeys and adventures, some of which were sounded by those in the books and movies. Nina wanted to conquer her fear of the dark. So she asked her aunt how she became so brave and whether she had been ever frightened. Okay, so basically, student, one day what happened, her aunt came to visit them. Okay, so her aunt is her favorite one. Okay, so her aunt came to visit them, and then she was a fun loving lady. So what kind of personality her aunt is having? She was a fun loving lady. Okay, she is always love to do these various type of things. She just want to explore more and more. She's extrovert type of lady. Okay, so she just loved Nina, and Nina also loved her a lot. Okay, so she was brave and daring also, her aunt. She had been on so many journeys and adventure, like her life is totally full of journeys and adventure and all, like the one which we study in, which we read in the book, and which we see in the movies. These type of things her aunt do. Okay, so Nina also want to conquer her fear, okay, like her aunt did. And so at that time she just asked her aunt that how she became so brave, and whether she had been whether there is some kind of time period in her life when she was totally scared from some type of things. Okay, she asked from her aunt. Then her aunt said, yes, many times, answered her aunt. I remember when I was small, I was terribly afraid of the dark. I couldn't stay in the dark for even a minute. Nina became very excited. How was it possible that someone so brave could have been afraid of the dark? Okay, so her aunt answered that many times I afraid of. Okay, and she explained that when she was small, like her, like Nina, okay, she also gets scared from the dark. Okay, she was afraid from the dark. Okay, now Nina, and also she said that I couldn't stay in the dark for even a minute. Like she's that much scared that she can't be even to spend a minute time in the dark. Okay, then Nina became very excited that at that time period. Okay, she then asked like how one can be like so brave, and that person like now Nina excitedly said, how one who is very brave is scared from the dark, and now that person is not at all not at all scared from these type of things. Okay, how can one person who is so brave scared from these type of things? She questioned to his aunt. Now aunt told, I will tell you a secret, Nina. It was some children who could not see who taught me how to be brave. They could not see, so if they had never discovered the secret of how not to be afraid of the dark, they would have always been frightened. Okay, so her aunt explained that I will tell you a secret, Nina. It was some children, the children who are blind, okay, who can't be able to see. Okay, they taught her that not to be afraid of the dark. Okay, so basically they could not see, so if they had never discovered the secret of how not to be afraid, if these type of children had not discovered like how not to be afraid from the dark, then how can they be able to survive? They may be they may be frightened these type of things because of the because of their blindness. They may be frightened. Okay, so these type of children, they didn't frighten over there, and they are very courageous one. So I got the courage from them. Okay, she explained to Nina. Okay, it is true, said Nina. Can you tell me that secret? Now Nina said, it is true. You are saying what is true. Okay, now just tell me the secret. Okay, of course, the secret is that you have to close your eyes, since blind children can't see. Their hands are their eyes. This is all you have to do to conquer and overcome your fear. Here is what they do. Close the eyes and open the eyes of their hands. Tonight, when you go to bed and turn off the light, if anything makes you afraid, close your eyes. Carefully get out of bed and try to discern what is making you scared. But do it using the eyes of your hands. Tomorrow, tell me what happens. Okay, so basically, then the aunt answered that of course I will tell you the secret. Okay, so she just said that since the blind children can't see, so you should also act like a blind person, act like a blind child. Okay, so you should just cover your eyes, okay, with your hands, or you can just close your eyes. Okay, shut your eyes, and at that time, what this type of things will do to you, this type of thing will conquer and overcome your fear. Okay, when you act like a blind person, this type of thing will conquer and overcome your fear. Okay, so here's what they do. Close the eyes. You have to close the eyes, and then you have to open the eyes of your hands. Open the eyes of your hands means you have to feel the things by touching it. Okay, you have to shut your eyes, and then you have to feel the things by touching it. Okay, so your hands are the eyes. Okay, she is explaining to her. And here's what they do. So basically tonight when you go to bed and turn off the light, so she's saying that tonight when you are going to bed and turn off the light, okay, at that time you have to shut your eyes, you have to close your eyes, and then carefully get out of the bed, and then you have to feel the things. Okay, your hands will become your eyes, and you have to feel the things, and then tomorrow tell me what happens to you. Okay, So Nina was worried. She knew she would need to be brave enough to close her eyes and go and touch whatever it was that was frightening her. Now Nina, when she heard that like this is the secret and this she had to do, okay, she was worried also, but she knows that she is brave and she can do it. Okay, so she just gathered up her brave part and she just closed her eyes and go and touch whatever it was that was frightening her. She just made up in her mind that I will do this type of thing. Okay, but she was ready to try. Okay, she was totally ready to try. When her parents took her to bed, she herself turned off the light, or when her parents took her to bed to sleep, okay, she herself turned off the light. Okay, like this is the first time she herself turned off the light. Okay, after a little while she felt afraid of one of the shadows in the bedroom. Remembering what her aunt had told her to face her fear and open the eyes of her hands, Nina got up and touched the shadow that had frightened her. She felt something soft. She smiled and hugged it. Then she went to sleep. Okay, so what happened? She turned off the light. First time she turned off the light, and after that, what happened? She just afraid. She just afraid one of the shadows. Okay, she get afraid from one of the shadows, and in the bedroom only. But then suddenly she remember her aunt words. Okay, she shut her eyes. She closed her eyes, and her hands now become her eyes. Okay, so she feel the things around her. Okay, she feel the things. They get out of her bed carefully. Okay, she feel the things. She feel the shadow of that thing. Okay, then when she touched that thing, it was soft. Okay, after that she just smiled and hugged it and then went to sleep. Okay, then what happened? The next morning, Nina came running into the kitchen. She had a big smile on her face and a song on her lips. It's my teddy bear. Okay, so basically next morning what happened? Nina was smiling cheerfully and came into the kitchen. Okay, when she woke up, she just run back into the kitchen. Okay, and she had a big smile on her face, and also she sang a song over there, and the song was that it's my teddy bear. Okay, that shadow was of her teddy bear only. Okay, so as you can see, this is the teddy bear which from which she was frightening. Okay, from which she was getting scared, but it is not at all scary type of thing. Okay, so student, this whole story is adapted from a story by Pedro Pardo Sacristan. Okay, so from this story, what we have learned? From this story, we have learned that one should not get scared. Okay, one should always conquer their fear. Okay, so that they can do the things very well. Okay, so basically, if a person who is like totally immersed or submerged in the fear and always gets scared by the little type of things, and then that person can't be able to conquer the world, can't be able to to be brave and do the things by himself or herself. Okay, so student, you should also try to be to conquer your fear and to be bold and to fight strongly from your fear. Okay, so you can take one step, and if there is any problem, you can discuss with your teachers, with your parents, even with your relatives and friends also. Okay, they can help you from this and they will help you to get out of this. Okay, now student, let's move into the word meaning. Let's learn new words. First word is terrible, which means extremely bad or serious. Next is monsters, which means ugly and frightening imaginary creatures. Next is scared, which means feeling or showing fear of nervousness. Next is adventure, which means excitement arising from danger. Next is conquer, which means overcome and take control of. Okay, next is afraid, which means fearful. Next is discern, which means to see or notice something with difficulty. Okay, to see or notice something with difficulty. I hope student that you understood the story. Now what you have to do, you have to read the story again, and also you have to complete the exercises. Now I will meet you in another class. Till then student, take care. Bye bye.